Saturday. Okay, so I'm here to talk about love and relationships. If I could do a heart, that would be awesome. Anyways, so I want to just talk about love and relationships in the generation of millennials. Yes, our generation. Shitty. Anyways, so I think in general, our generation struggles with relationships because obviously, we have technology that is up and coming and progressing and taking away from communication, that face-to-face interaction, and just getting in the way in general as far as opening up opportunities for cheating and lack of trust and all kinds of conflicting issues. So something I want to kind of touch base on is how we can kind of take control of our relationships and rein ourselves in to realize that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. No matter how much it might seem like it, that person that has a better lifestyle or that might be more attractive than the person that you're currently with, or that makes more money than the person you're with, or whatever it might be, it's not always green on the other side. We're all humans. We all are similar in the need for affection and love and trust and honesty and the need for growth and yada, yada, yada. So what we need to start doing is get off of social media. It's that simple. What? Talk to each other. Quit texting. Oh my gosh, what? It's this need for right now. It's this access that we have that is actually damaging our relationships and unfortunately leaving people to feel depressed and confused as to why it's not working out. But also deeper than that, it's a lot of the issues that we deal with is that we're not spending the time on ourselves that we need to spend on ourselves to gain more understanding of what we're lacking and what we can do to help our relationships. So, if you're in a relationship, you have to figure out two things. Is the person a lesson or a blessing? And if they are a lesson, you're going to know because you're not going to have that, I don't want to say a sense of need because it's not a control issue. You should never feel like you need someone to survive. I mean, we are all individuals. No matter if we are so in love with someone or not, you should still have your individuality. So it shouldn't be a matter of need, but it should be that is this person, or like, do you feel like you truly want this person in your future? Do you feel like you're growing? Do you feel like life is just more joyful with them in your life? Or do you feel like this isn't working and there's something that I keep fixating my mind on that clearly I'm struggling with? So you need to dig deep enough within yourself to realize, okay, what am I lacking? What is the lesson here to be learned? And then you need to spend time on that lesson so you can grow and prepare yourself for your true compatible person. And then if they're a blessing, obviously that's awesome. But you need to realize, okay, A, I'm still an individual. B, what can I do to continue to progress our relationship? How can I maintain myself within helping this person grow and helping us grow together? And so those are some key points to kind of focus on when you're trying to figure out if it's a lesson or a blessing. And then also, I lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was talking about. But just in general, I feel like sometimes people fear solitude and we fear being alone, and that makes us feel like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to find someone. Oh my gosh, I'm so lonely that I just can't go on. And what we need to realize is being alone, yes, it can be scary. Yes, you do get bored when you look at other people and they're so happy and you're like, I want that. I want to be that happy. Or your friends are out and it's they're constantly with their loved one. Trust me, I've been the fifth wheel so many times. It's insane. And yes, that gets boring, but it's also joyful. I mean, you're like, you know what? I don't need someone to go on with life. I don't need someone to be happy. I just need myself. Wow, it's as simple as that. So people need to realize it's better to spend time in solitude than to be miserable in a relationship. A, being the one to string someone along, or B, being the one strung along. And I think that's something that we really need to focus on, is that if you're struggling within yourself, don't string someone along with you. Trust me, I've done that to people. I've had that done to me, and sometimes it's not intentional. Like, you don't go into the relationship like, oh, I'm struggling, I don't want to be lonely, so I'm going to date them, but I'm just going to string them along. No, it's not like that. You just you date them, you feel like you might be ready, but then you realize within the relationship, oh gosh, I'm struggling with this. I'm not ready for this type of commitment. Not that I don't want to commit, or that I'm not loyal enough to commit. It's just I'm not ready for that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Unfortunately, someone's going to get hurt. And unfortunately, that's called a breakup. But through breakups, we get stronger, A. And B, you learn something new about yourself that basically you might not have ever learned if you didn't go through that relationship. And if you leave the relationship on a positive note, which you always should, you should never leave on a hostile note. You should never leave that person less off than they were before they met you. You should always leave them happy and blessed to have met you, and perhaps they can feel like, you know what, I'm better off knowing that we are no longer together. Unfortunately, I'm sad about it, but she or he left me feeling better about myself. I know what I want in a future person that I'm looking for to become compatible with, to build my partnership with. And yeah, so just, you want to always leave the relationship in a good note, because what's the point of having these bad relationships that you can look back and be like, ew, I don't like that person, or ew, like, I regret even meeting them because they were an asshole. Like, you should always just leave on a positive note, basically, is what I'm saying. So, in general, kind of the take home with this is that as millennials, we do need to work harder on our relationships, because unfortunately, we have everything at the tip of our fingers. And if you look back at relationships like your grandparents, or even maybe your parents, they didn't have the technology to constantly be texting, or to constantly be talking on the phone, or the social media with the direct messaging, or the Snapchat where you can send whatever picture you want to whoever. And don't become a shitty human. Like, let's build happiness. And what's so wrong about being in love and being happy and being affectionate and having trust within another person? What is wrong with that? What is so great about sleeping around with 500 people or cheating on someone? Like, what is good about that? Absolutely nothing. It not only does it say something about the person you are, it also shows that you are very unempathetic. You don't care about other people's feelings, and that takes your personality to a whole different level, because even outside of that specific relationship, that's how you treat everyone. And so we just need to work harder to communicate and to love more and to be more honest, and just be determined to build an empire with someone. If you're going to, if a relationship is something you desire, it's going to take work. But the work is so worth it if you're willing to participate in a way that is positive, that is uplifting, that is filled with growth, and all of those positive things. So if you're struggling and going through a breakup, I'm posting through like a picture at the end, things that you can kind of work on yourself, or just kind of ways to journal about issues that maybe you're going through, because perhaps you're the issue within the relationships you're struggling with. Or if you're in a relationship and things are going good, obviously nothing lasts forever, so it's going to take work and take time and effort. So it's just kind of ways that you can build the relationship to blossom even further and to stay on that positive, uplifting note. So that's all I have for today, but I just wanted to bring this topic up because I notice so much, just like people in general, I see the sadness of obviously the struggles of relationships. I've felt them tenfold. I've been through several relationships where it's I'm so ready to find a person, but I totally wasn't ready at all. And unfortunately, people have to get hurt along the way. But the positive is that you have the ability to change yourself and the way that you handle the situations. So no matter if you're going through a breakup or you're single, it's not going to last forever. As long as you put the effort in, you can move forward and find your person. I've found mine and I'm so excited. And yeah, so just do the work. Comment, don't comment, but I'm really interested to know if anybody else feels the way that I feel about this, or in general is interested in figuring out ways to grow the idea of love and rebuild the concept that it started with back in our grandparents' generation. Because obviously the love stories of them are so inspiring, and yeah, they might have been together for 60 years, and obviously they went through hardships. And some maybe should have got divorced or shouldn't have persisted long enough as they have. But it truly is inspiring that love can exist if you put the time in. So, happy Saturday. I hope everyone's falling in love. I still suck at this. But, bye.